His office in Taylor County is asking the state for money to help with the growing need for forensic testing. Typically, DNA testing is something the police department handles the bulk of, but as KRBC's Jessica Rank explains, if the DA steps in to help, it could benefit both parties.
Anytime there's a crime scene in Taylor County, we see the lights, tape, and officers. But what we don't always see is the evidence.
The key factor in any particular case.
Used to catch a criminal.
Trials have changed immensely.
And Taylor County District Attorney James Hicks says forensic or DNA testing has sped up the process of putting the right suspect behind bars.
Once upon a time, eyewitness testimony was the most valuable piece of the puzzle.
But if we're talking in a matter of time,
science is very, very important these days.
Taylor County is still hours behind the bigger cities, and that's partly because of the lack of funds. Let's take a DWI for example.
Blood test, breath test, $180.
Times that by how many DWIs we see a year.
You're talking about a huge expense.
But that's not it. Add that to any homicides or sexual assaults reported.
Tests cost $500, $600 per evidentiary item, and you may have 10 to 15 items.
And the police department only has a budget for maybe 1 or 2 of these items.
The district attorney's office needs to be able to help them.
The DA's office applying for a $50,000 state grant that wouldn't just help law enforcement, but their office as well, who's backed up on cases due to COVID.
Most of my jury trials were probably on a 12 to 18 month wait list. That's probably doubled.
Hicks says the testing could speed up the trial or even get rid of it altogether.
The cost of a trial, the time involved in a trial.
The $50,000 isn't much, but Hicks says if granted, it will be a start to a very long list.
Thank you, Jessica. Commissioner's Court did approve the grant application yesterday. Now we're just waiting to hear back from the state.